Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel. So if you guys don't know, my very first video on YouTube, I did lasagna roll-ups with the bechamel sauce. But today, we're going to just take it back old school. Regular oven-baked lasagna. Really simple, really easy. Guys, y'all know I don't like introductions, so we just about to hop right into this video. So first you want to mince about 3 to 4 cloves of garlic, and once that's minced, you can dice up some about 1/3 of an onion. Dice them up really small, and then we're going to saute this in 1 tablespoon of olive oil. And so I have my stove on a level 5, and I'm just going to add in my onions and my garlic. And as soon as my onions become translucent, I'm going to add in my meat. So I'm using 1 pound of ground beef, and then I'm using some Italian sausage meat. I'm going to use half of a pack. You can use the whole pack if you want to. It's up to you. I'm not making a lot of lasagna, so I'm only going to use a half of the pack. And then I'm just going to incorporate the onions, the garlic, the meats together, chop them up really small because I don't want no big piece of meat in my lasagna. But if you want a big piece of meat in your lasagna, it's your lasagna. Chop it up however big you want it. Once you chop it all up, then you want to add in your seasonings. I add in basil, oregano, black pepper, and salt. Guys, with the seasonings, season to taste. But if you having challenges with your taste buds, do start off with a teaspoon of each seasoning, because we're going to season the meat before we add our Prego sauce, and then we're going to season the meat once we add the Prego sauce. So just start off with a teaspoon and then work your way up. I don't really measure my seasoning, so it's kind of hard to tell y'all exactly how much seasoning I put in my meat. So now that your meat is seasoned, you want to go ahead and let your meat brown. Once it's brown, you want to drain it, and then we're going to put it back into our pot so we can add in our sauce. Y'all know I like Prego Traditional, and I'm going to use almost the entire jar of Prego Traditional sauce. Y'all know I'm a saucy girl. I like my stuff nice and saucy. And I add in my Prego sauce a little at a time till I get it to the right consistency. But once you get it to the consistency that you want it, again, I like mine nice and saucy. If you don't like it like that, don't add the whole jar. But once you get it to your consistency, then you want to add in some tomato paste. I'm going to add in the entire can of tomato paste. And then after that, I do add in some canned diced tomatoes. I'm going to drain out the juice that's in the tomato can though. And then I'm going to add about a half of the can of tomatoes into my meat. And then once you do that, you're going to mix it all around and just let that simmer. Cut your stove down to like a level 1, level 2. And just let it simmer for like 45 minutes. The longer you let the juices, the tomatoes, everything marinate together, the better it's going to taste. And also, you're going to re-season your meat at this point. So this is when you're going to add in some more basil, some more oregano, some more black pepper, some more salt. And again, if you don't know how much to add, start off with a teaspoon or half a teaspoon at this point, and then just taste it. And I'm telling you guys, this sauce, the longer you let it simmer, the better it's going to taste in your lasagna. And your sauce is going to thicken up because you added in that tomato paste. So I'm going to taste it before I put my lid on it to make sure everything is nice and done and I don't have to add nothing else to it. And then I'm going to put my lid on it and I'm just going to let it do what it do. So now we got our meat going. We're going to get started on our lasagna noodles. So always with lasagna noodles, you want to make a few extra shells just in case they fall apart. And let that go for about 6 minutes because you don't want to cook your lasagna shells all the way through because we're going to bake this in the oven. Now your noodles are going. We're getting ready for this ricotta cheese blend. So use about 1.5 cups of ricotta cheese. About 1 cup to 1.5 cups of ricotta cheese. Then you want to add in 1 egg. Then you want to add in 2 tablespoons of parsley. Then you want to add in about 1 cup to 1.5 cups of Parmesan cheese. or the cheese of your choice. I like Parmesan cheese, but you can use whatever you want. And then you just want to just gently mix that all around. And of course, season with salt and pepper to taste. And mix that all around, and then you're going to place that in the refrigerator until you're ready to assemble your lasagna. You can also splash in some nutmeg. I know the traditional recipe, a lot of people put nutmeg in their ricotta cheese blend, but I'm not going to. But you can if you want to. But once that's all mixed together, again, we're going to put this in the refrigerator until we're ready to use it. And now we got to go check on our noodles, and we got to check on our meat. So our noodles have been going for about 6 minutes. So we are going to drain the water out of them. And now we're going to check on our meat to make sure, because the meat is the star of the show. That meat, to me, looks delicious. How y'all feel? I mean, it's nice and thick. I mean, we got our tomatoes looking nice, and so everything just looks delicious. So we are going to get ready to assemble our lasagna by getting our handy dandy tin pan. I lied. We ain't using a tin pan. I wanted y'all to see these layers. So I'm using my glass dish, and I'm first going to put a layer of, just a thin layer of meat sauce on the bottom of my dish. That's just so your noodles don't stick to your dish. So now we're going to put our first layer of pasta down, our lasagna noodles. And then we're going to put down a thin layer of ricotta cheese, or however thick you want it to be. Since I'm doing 2 layers of ricotta cheese, I'm going to make my layers nice and thin, because for me, the star of the show is the meat. Speaking of meat, we're going to add the meat to our lasagna. And when I mean add it, you want to add a lot of meat to it. And then this part is optional. I just freshly chopped up some spinach. And I just put spinach in my lasagna, because I put spinach in all of my food. And you know I be trying to be healthy. But put a layer of spinach down. And then add in some mozzarella cheese. I add in almost a whole bag of shredded mozzarella cheese. You can use whatever type of cheese you like. Parmesan, cheddar. You can use a mixture of cheeses. I like mozzarella because I like the way it melts, and I just like it how it looks when it melts. But once you do that, you then want to repeat the steps that you just did. You want to add in some more noodles. You want to add in some more ricotta cheese. You want to add in some spinach, your meat. And then add in a pretty layer of cheese, because this is what people are going to see when you take it out the oven. And you want to just wrap this up in some tin foil. Put a little butter on that tin foil so it don't stick to your cheese when it melts. Place that in your oven on 350 degrees for about 30 to 35 minutes. And when it comes out, it's going to look pretty. But we're going to move on to some garlic bread, because who doesn't eat garlic bread with lasagna? So I got me a French loaf bread from my local bakery, and I just cut my bread into 1/2-inch slices. But you can cut your bread as thick as you want to, or you can use the frozen garlic bread that's in the frozen section. You can use that. But if you want to be fancy, do it this way. Take some Sparrow garlic spread that I got from the store, and you just want to spread a nice layer on top of your bread. And then if you're feeling fancy, sprinkle some Parmesan cheese on top. Throw this in your oven when your lasagna is 2/3 of the way done for 10 minutes. And when it comes out the oven, baby, it is going to be nice and crispy on the outside, but soft on the inside. But now that we then got our garlic bread together, we need to check on our lasagna. And babe, I can't even say the word. Baby, I'm telling y'all, this lasagna smelled, looked, it tastes better than the stofas that you get from the store. This is textbook, perfect lasagna. But I'm going to cut into that lasagna so y'all can see the layers of this lasagna. So I'm just going to let y'all watch this, because I don't need no commentary. See, sometimes you just got to be quiet and let the food do its talking. But you know that saying, closed mouths don't get fed. I need to open my mouth so I can taste this lasagna. This was delicious. Textbook lasagna, guys. You guys got to try it. Close up, far away, who cares? It's delicious, nice and meaty. And the video speak for itself. So be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys wash your hands. And I will see you guys at my next video.